Hey folks, how you doing? Kurt Nelson here with Riffles and Waves, and I'd like to welcome you to today's show, which is the 20th show of the season, and that means it's the last show of the season. I hope you have enjoyed the shows throughout this second season of Riffles and Waves, and I hope you've taken the time to come and see us at the Kids Derby, and when you see me out and about, and say hi, and I hope you've emailed me your questions about fishing and stuff, and I hope I was able to answer them. So today's show is I'm going to give you a little quick tour of the Beaverkill River. I was just down there fishing, and one of the things that happened was it rained really heavy overnight, so the water came up 2 feet. So it wasn't very good fishing. I mean, I caught a couple fish with nymphs, but nothing really spectacular. So I went around with the camera and did a quick little tour of some of the hot spots that are good places to start when you first fish the Beaverkill. Oh, look at that bug. Anyway, and then the ending has a couple of the finer moments. I think us tying some flies over at Timber Creek with the young fellow over there. I forget his name right now, but and then some shots from the Kids Derby, and then a couple of shots of me with a couple of big fish that I caught last year. And I hope to be getting out and doing some more footage this summer. And if you want to contact me at avkurt@mac.com, I'd like to come out with you and your family and fish for the day and take some video for next year's show. So if you want to get on Riffles and Waves, now is your chance at avkurt@mac.com. And if you're watching today and you send me an email, I've got some t-shirts left over. If you'd like a Riffles and Waves t-shirt and you're the first person to email me, I will gladly send you out a t-shirt in your size. So you just tell me what size you are and give me your address and I'll mail it out to you. But you have to be the first person to email me after the show ends. So, with all that being said, I'll see you next year. Have a safe and happy summer. Hey folks, how you doing? Kurt Nelson here with Riffles and Waves, and for today's the last show of the season for this year, and I happen to be at a very special place, one of my favorite spots to camp when I go fishing in the Catskills. It's the Beaverkill State Park, and here's the old covered bridge behind me, and this is where some of the great water starts. There's some good fishing upstream if you can manage to get up there. But from here down is all really good water, and goes all the way down to Junction Pool, where it meets up with the Willowemoc, which is another great stream, and then it flows down to the East Branch, where it mixes with the East Branch of the Delaware, and that's where it ends. And then it becomes the Delaware, East Branch of the Delaware, and then connects to the West Branch, which makes the main stem of the Delaware. So this is part of the Delaware watershed, and it's a very special, beautiful place. Yesterday I caught several 20-inch fish on everything from a green drake, a March brown, and an Isonychia, and I think even a red quill. I was using a red quill for a while. And I fished in several spots, and several new spots, and I met up with a guy that I met here who's a professional fireman down in New York City out on Long Island. Real good guy named Brian. And we fished pretty hard yesterday, and we didn't get a lot of fish, but we did have some special moments where there were a couple of hatches, and it looked like a black quill was coming off in the morning, and it kind of looked like an Isonychia, but it was extremely dark colored body. It wasn't the maroon colorish body of an Isonychia. So anyway, overnight we had some heavy rains, and boy, it rained. It came down cats and dogs. The river came up probably 2 feet and became very cloudy, and I checked the Willowemoc and that had the same conditions. We tried fishing this morning with not very much luck. It was difficult wading because of the height and the velocity of the water. So right now I'm waiting for it to clear. So now that the rain has stopped, I've brought my camera out. So hopefully what we'll be doing is I'm going to take the camera and I'm going to go down to a bunch of different fishing spots, and I'll give you a little tour of the beaver kill and all the good fishing spots on the river. Alrighty? Named after John S. Furden. This is one of my other favorite spots. It's a real nice run. This is where I first learned about caddisflies. I was fishing caddisflies here one day and wasn't catching anything, and then I started dragging the fly or skittering it across the surface, and that's when I started catching fish, and then I caught like 45 fish that day. So this is Fearden's Eddy. It's right in the town of Roscoe, just below Junction Pool, and it's probably Junction Pool gets a lot of talk, you know, and I have yet to see anybody catch a fish in Junction Pool itself. I've caught fish in the streams flowing into it, either upstream or downstream from Junction Pool, but really there's better fishing to be had other than Junction Pool. So if you want to try a nice place for casting, it's wide open. The highway's right across the street, so it's kind of noisy here, but this is a good spot to cast. You can do very long casts and go across the stream and catch trout in the little eddies on the far side, and that works pretty well. You can wait for a spinner fall and wait for a rising trout and just wade out and then cast to that one fish and usually catch them. So Fearden's Eddy is a good place to try. Well, here we are, folks. We're at Hendrickson Pool, which is one of the next nicest spots downstream from Roscoe in Fearden's Pool, and we'll be going down to Kieran's in a pool in a second. But the Hendrickson's Pool is a pretty unique spot. There's a lot of big fish in here, and it does get a lot of pressure. There's a lot of people fishing it, and you can see today the water is up pretty high. Yesterday these 3 rocks were completely out of the water, and fishing was pretty good here. I caught a couple of nice 18-inch plus trout here, and I would imagine today the trout are holding next to the bank. But anyway, this is Hendrickson's Pool, and if you ever get a chance to get in here and fish this is a great spot to fish. It's pretty scenic here, and there's a good run upstream here, right along the bank. There's a nice little riffle here, and there's a lot of trout in here. One day I was here for almost 8 hours, and I was continually catching fish. And I started down here, and it took me 8 hours to work my way up to the top part here. But this is Hendrickson's Pool, and it's the Beaver Kill Special Trout Fishing Area. This is no kill. from Sullivan County line downstream 2.5 miles to railroad trestle. Artificial lures. All trout shall be immediately released. That's what I like to see. And from here down, it's just really good fishing. There's a lot of trout. So if you get a chance to get down here, and there's nobody here, get in here and get a spot, because it's one of the nicest pools I've fished on the Beaverkill. This is the view downstream from Hendrickson's pool. Horsebrook Road. And this is where TU has done work on Horsebrook. Horsebrook. This is where there have been many problems with floods, and it's washed out the road and the bridge here on the highway. And Trout Unlimited National came in here with Nat Gillespie, and they transferred this into a totally new brook. And you see the feeder pools, and it goes drop pool, drop pool, drop pool. And this allows it during times of floods to not cause any damage or erosion. And it's worked pretty well. It's been here for several years now. Well, it's hard to see, but there are pipes behind the wall there, which when it does flood, it allows water to go through, so it takes some of the pressure off of the bridge. It's hard to see because all the willows that have been planted have taken over very well. And this will help to cool the stream and provide habitat for spawning rainbows in the fall or the spring or whenever they spawn. You can park right here by the highway and fish what's called Horsebrook Run right here. Horsebrook comes right in there, and some good sized trout have been caught here. And this is just above Kieran's pool. Boy, the water's high today. Anyway, this is the pathway leading down to Kieran's pool. And this is one of the really popular spots. In fact, if anybody asks me, where do I go on the Beaverkill? I say Kieran's pool. This is just a huge stretch of water. It's loaded with trout. It's a little noisy from the highway because there's a highway bridge right here. But this has some excellent water for beginner fly fishermen. It's got little riffles, so it's easy to catch fish here usually. Some of the big fish in here are really tough to catch, but again, this is another spot to try if you get down here to Roscoe. We looked at the covered bridge, and that stretch up there in the state park is really good. Then we had Fearden's pool. We stopped at Hendrickson's pool, and now Kieran's pool. And we're going to continue downstream, and I'll try to show you a couple other popular spots. I'm not going to tell you all my secret spots because you have to get down here to fish and learn how to fish and experience this river for yourself, and you will find your own secret spots. So now what do? You're just going to stand there? Anyway, I'm standing here at the wall. It's about a 30-foot high wall going down to the river. And this is called Acid Factory Pool. There used to be an acid factory over here, and that's what these mountains were famous for, was I think the hemlock trees. They used to take the bark and do something to it and make some kind of acid from that. And many times there were dumpings of toxins into the river, and there would be fish kills for about 5 miles below here. And that was at a time when the environment wasn't protected as well as it is today. And if you look, well, the pipe is gone, but there still used to be a pipe coming across there, and it was washed out a couple years ago in a flood. And but again, this is Acid Factory Pool. It's easy to find. There's an old bridge and a new bridge right next to each other. The old bridge you aren't allowed to get on, and the new bridge is brand new, and you get to drive across the road. So there's a real nice parking area over here, and as you can see, these guys are down there fishing, and one guy just hooked into one, probably using a nymph on the inside edge along the shore. That's the way to fish, really. The fish today, because the water has gone up so high, the fish are along the shoreline. So when you see conditions like this, you got to fish near the shore. But again, folks, this is Acid Factory Pool, and I hope you get down here to try it.
We're just going to put them there. We're just going to let them soak for a while, because they got to soak about 10 minutes, and then they'll be fine. See those tails right there that Kurt got? This is not the traditional way to do it, but sometimes the non-traditional way is a little better. And these things are treated with a waterproofing, and they make them around. Whoops!
Got to keep tension on it.
Got to keep tension on it. Okay. Okay, let the bobbin just hang. It's not going to go anywhere. Just let that hang. Now see, you got to go back here and you got to grab these two and pull them back with your other hand. I can't quite see where you're wrapping, so you have to watch. See, and you got to. Oh shuckins. Morgan, give me your little red tool there, would you? This is Morgan's secret weapon. Okay. This is a little wiring thing you get at Radio Shack for about $1.
You get two in a package.
And it holds on much better. Try this instead of that tool, okay? Just wrap it right around, yeah? That's a little bit of a different tool.
Keep tension on it.
Now see, if I had it to do all over again, I'd have trimmed that feather a little bit farther up, because some of the black coloring in that seems to be a little bit webby. Okay, now hold your wings with one hand, hold them back, and then put a wrap right around in the very front of them, and that'll get them to, oh, look at that, standing right up. Up! Here, we can catch it quick. We'll catch that quick. We're okay.
Can you hook that?
You got it. Okay. Give it about one more wrap. Ah, yeah. Okay. Now take your thread and hold it right in place. Put a wrap right around it, way as far up near the eye as you can. One more. One more. I just bought one yesterday. There was an auction on eBay, and it had a Tiemco bobbin and something called a Tiemco deer dressing scissors. And what I actually think it was a thinning shears. Oh, that's nice. Take your half hitch tool now right here and put about 4 of them on. Ooh, something wants to unwind. I think we've got one stray wrap of hackle that kind of came toward the back on that fly. I think it moved back just a little bit here.
And when it came time to do that, he didn't snip it, he just ran the blade over it, and he didn't cut any hackle.
Oh, okay.
Waste of light.
Wow.
Yep, nice fish. There he goes. Get that on tape?
Yeah.
Well, folks, I put a light Cahill on, a big one, and I managed to catch a real nice fish, and he won't let me bring him in. I kind of wish I had a net. This fish is so big. He's been on for about 10 minutes now. Probably one of the biggest browns I've caught. Let's see where the fly is. Nice brown. Oh, come here. Come here. Oh, got it wrapped around your nose. Come here. Oh, come here. Come here. Let me get that fly out of there. It's all rolled up in the line. Oh. And he's swimming away. Pretty healthy fish. Hope I didn't get my... Anyway, that was a nice fish. My fly is still floating, barely. So I think I'll go out and give it another try.
Haven't caught anything yet. We've had a few bites.
Did you win anything?
No, not yet, but I'm sure we will.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Yeah.
$10.
Oh, the carp corner, yeah.
I was the one that won it. The last prize. A game. $5 to then a tackle box.
A bunch of stuff. Some jigs. Yeah.
And this thing.
Yep, skate estate.
One half hour kids meal.
They're all gonna blow away.
He's the one who's been singing to us all day.
Trying to.
I like that Neil Young tune. It was good.
Catch any?
You're like me. I always follow.
You caught
behind
one and
them.
I caught
I mean,
three.
like everything.
Oh, wow.
Been a good day.
Great. Oh, you catch any?
I saw you walking by. And
No,
Oh, not yet.
not yet. That's a good attitude.
What
They're out there.
what do you have for bait? Anything?
Yeah, worms. We're using corn.
Corn? You got any luck with that?
Worms. I saw you caught a couple fish.
Yeah.
The corn really works.
Anyway, that's Julie.
Hi, Julie.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. You know, a lot of fun.
And you ended up here how? I forget.
We came here
You
camping
Oh.
and found out that this was going on. So
Yeah,
this will
good.
be like a yearly thing. If it's going to be a tradition here, we'd love to do that.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a lot of fun.
Wow, you won that? Cool, man. That's pretty good.
Very nice. Thank you. Say thank you.
Thank you.
Look in my hand, just like that. And see how this is here, right under your elbow? This is what we do with little kids. We make sure that the rod butt is just about, you just have to choke a little. Move your thumb up a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the butt of the rod is even with his elbow. So when he brings it back, it's an extension of his arm, but it also doesn't allow him to open it up too far.
Tell you about my hobby, it's fishing with a fly. I hope I do it till the day that I die. You know I like to go fishing. Like to go fishing. I like to go fishing, fishing with a fly. All winter long, I sit up in my room, tying fishing flies while whistling a tune. I like to go fishing. Like to go fishing. I like to go fishing. In the springtime, I go to the stream, fish all day long, 'cause at night I like to dream. I dream about fishing. I dream about fishing. Dream about fishing, fishing with a fly. Ask me if I'm happy, do I look satisfied? Fishing's got the way to keep the sparkle in my eye. I like to go fishing. I like to go fishing. I like to go fishing, fishing with a fly.